So very good evening to all my friends and pet parents who have joined us today for this webinar. Let me briefly introduce you to myself. I am Dr. Akshay Shah. I am a practicing veterinarian in Bombay since the past 6 years. I've done my masters in pathology. I always had a keen interest in treating animals the holistic way, which led me to learn acupuncture for pets. I also practice homeopathy and bark fly therapy for pets. So without much delay, we'll start with our today's topic. So we'll look into basic precautions which are required for us to understand how we can help prevent the infection of COVID for us, as well as to protect our pets from this infection. So basically, what is COVID-19? COVID-19 is a form of coronavirus which belongs to the Coronaviridae group. This virus, there are chances and certain studies which state that this virus has a potency to transmit to humans, but the current COVID-19 virus which is going on, this has spread through bats, as we all must be knowing. So now this contact in new virus in humans, it spreads through direct contact from an infected person to another person. So we must be having doubts that will my pet be affected by this virus. So as per the current scenario, we know that only a very small number of animals have been reported to be positively affected by this virus. These animals who were detected to be positive with the coronavirus have mostly been in contact with either a pet parent or their family members who were positive for this coronavirus, or their handlers who were positive, as we had seen in a certain zoo. So it is important for us to remember that this virus can sometimes infect a species, but it can't cause an illness in that species, nor can it be transmissible to the other species. The main important thing to follow is social distancing. As it applies to us humans, it does apply to our pet friends also. So it is better to follow this social distancing along with our pets as well as our other humans. Out of the few cases which were reported, there was a dog of a breed pug who was tested positive, but along with that dog there was one more dog and a cat in that family which didn't test positive, and the daughter of that family didn't test positive. So currently there is no evidence that the pet can be a source of infection in humans, or that virus can cause a serious disease in dogs. Considering cats, there have been limited studies which shows that there is a possible transmission from a feline to another feline, but there has not been any sure source of information that a feline can transmit it back to humans. There were a few cases of cats getting infected by this COVID-19 virus in New York, but these cats had mild respiratory illness which slowly they have improved. So now the next question arises is, can my pet infect me from this COVID-19 virus? At this time, again, as I said, there is no 100% sure evidence that a pet can infect you with this virus. Next, you will be thinking that is there any vaccine available for animals for this virus? The answer is no, that there is no vaccine as such available for animals against the COVID-19 virus, nor has it been still developed for humans for the same. Dogs and cats do get affected by another type of coronavirus which belongs to the same family. So in dogs, this coronavirus infection is more related to the digestive system. That is, they do not show respiratory signs. The main signs which a dog who is affected by the coronavirus, it will show signs related to its stomach, like vomiting, diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, blood in the stools. And most commonly affected age group in dogs of this coronavirus which affects the dogs, that is the canine coronavirus, is the puppy age group. So if you feel that the dog has these signs or symptoms, it is better to show to your vet. There are definitely vaccines available for the canine coronavirus. So while doing the normal vaccination for your pets, it is advisable to get the pet vaccinated against canine coronavirus in his regular vaccination schedule. So now there are another questions which are the different pet parents ask me, is that what if I am diagnosed with coronavirus, then how do I protect my pets? So as I said earlier, you have to follow social distancing along with your pet as well as along with your family members, which you will follow. Another thing you can follow is that if you are infected by coronavirus, the COVID-19, it is better to separate your pet and not interact with your pet. In case you interact with your pet, you should wash your hands properly prior to and after interacting with your pet. But it is still advisable not to get in close contact with your pet, since there is no proper treatment or evidence that these animals can be affected. Another tips and tricks which you can follow in this COVID-19 time is that if it is better you do not allow your pets to interact with other people or other animals outside your house. You should keep cats indoors, avoid them from going outside. In case you're taking your dogs or your pets for a walk, it is better to maintain at least a 6 feet distance from other animals and other people. Avoid taking your dogs to dog parks or other crowded areas where you know that other dogs from that area use that road, or if you are aware that in a certain vicinity there is this COVID-19 virus positive cases are present, it is better to avoid walking in these roads. After bringing your pets back from the walk, it is advisable to wash your pet's paws with a mild shampoo, and the main important part is that you should dry the paws after washing them. If you keep them wet or if there is moisture, there are chances of your pet developing some or the other infection in the paws. Another tip which you can use is that you can invest in rubber shoes for your pets. These shoes are quite comfortable. After coming from the walk, it is better to wash the shoes and dry them in the sun before reusing them. These shoes can be essential and it will be helpful for you in the upcoming rainy season as well, and it will help prevent these. There are tick infestations which are common in this summer season, which we'll be covering in some time. So because of these shoes, the ticks infestation in the paws will reduce drastically. So these are a few tips and information about COVID-19 and how to take care of your pets. So now moving on to the next topic for today, that is summer care tips for your pets. So as you know, due to the lockdown, a lot of people are at home, pets are also at home. They are not getting exercise, we are not getting proper exercise. But exercise is an essential part of the well-being for yourself as well as for your pets. So during this time, during this hot summer months, what can you do? You can take your pets for walks, for their normal jogging. You can play with them early morning before the harsh sun sets in, like prior to 9 o'clock or 10 a.m. And in the evening times after the sun has set, it is better to take them out for their walks. Sometimes in the afternoons, I have seen people taking their pets out for walks. I wouldn't suggest doing that because the concrete flooring it heats up quite a lot and it can cause cracks or burns in the paws. The next tip which we will follow this summer is that you have to keep your pet hydrated as well as yourself. 24 hours fresh water should be available for your pet. After a heavy exercise, I won't advise you to directly give your pet cold water. Use normal room temperature water. It is also advisable not to use any human energy drinks for your dogs, which are rich in caffeine. Also, you can use alternative fluids for your pets like ready-made electrolyte powders which we get. You can dilute it and mix it in water and give it to your pets. You can give them homemade buttermilk but without salt. You can give them frozen treats, fruits. Fruits you should give like cool fruits this season, like watermelon, you can give them. Remove the seeds and give it to them. Avoid grapes for your pets. Grapes are toxic for dogs, so please avoid grapes in any form. You can also give them coconut water. The next tip is that you have to watch out for dehydration. If you are giving your pet proper hydration, then this will not be there. But in case if you feel your dog is dehydrated, or any animals on the street you see, all these stray animals, and if you are caring for them, then you should watch out for signs of dehydration. Signs of dehydration are heavy panting, there will be dry gums, the nose will be dry, there will be redness, bloodshot eyes, the gums can be dry and they will be red in color, there will be thick saliva, and there can be incoordination, like there will be wobbly legs, and the way the dog walks or the cat walks can be incoordinated. Nowadays there are quite a lot of complaints from my clients about vomiting, the dog is throwing up clear liquid, the dog is throwing up bile. In case this happens, it is advisable to get your veterinarian's help as soon as possible. The next tip is to cool down your dog. You can use wet towels after coming back from the exercise. You can wipe your dog with a cool towel, a wet cloth. Make sure you clean his paws, tummies, armpits, and keep all the area dry after wiping them with a cool cloth. Try and keep them in a cool climate, keep them in AC if possible. Another important tip is that when you go outside, do not keep your pets in the car. Do not leave them alone in the car. Since the car heats up quite a lot, there are chances that your dog might suffer from a heat stroke, and which can be even fatal for him. So please do not leave your dogs or pets or any other animals in the car, even if it's parked in the shade. Please do not leave them in the car locked. Another big problem which we have in the summer season is for the ticks and fleas. So after coming back from the walk, it is advisable that you scan your dog's paws and the underbelly area for any ticks or fleas which you see. If you feel that the tick infestation has increased, it is better to avoid that route for your pet in which you walk, or avoid taking him on the grass or in the gardens where other dogs are there, which can be a source of this tick infestation. You can use commercially available anti-tick products like spot-ons. Different types of sprays are available. You can use them. As a home remedy, which I recommend to my clients, you can use 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, take it in a spray bottle, top it up with normal tap water. If you want, you can add some essential oils like lavender oil, peppermint oil, or citronella oil. You can add around 5 to 10 drops of that. Mix this mixture well. You can use it daily for your pets before taking them out for walks. This acts as a very useful repellent for ticks and fleas. The next myth which we usually have, most of our pet parents which we have, is to shave off your dogs. So this is not a good idea. The hair or the fur of your dog, it acts as a protective layer for your dogs, which prevents them from heat burn and sunburn and heating. It is, if you have a long fur coated dog, I would advise you to trim it, but please do not shave your dog completely like a zero trim. You can keep at least 1 or 2 inches of fur for them, which will help your pet during this summer weather. I hope all this information was quite useful to you. Now the session is open for question and answers. If you all have any doubts, please feel free to ask. So thank you all for joining this session, and I thank PetMate for giving me this opportunity to come live and address to all the pet parents and share my views and a number of tips and tricks to help you in this summer month. And thank you for joining us in this seminar. Thank you.